Hey, welcome back to another video. It is Saturday morning, about 11, quarter after 11, on the 31st. Just checked out of the hotel. First thing I want to tell you is that you are enough. That's it. You are enough. I realized myself, I watched a video today that made me think about that. And out of all the stuff I've been through in the last, especially in the last few years with, when my mom passed and my siblings all just get crazy greedy or whatever the heck it is, whatever is going through their process or their emotions or their thought process, whatever it is that made everybody get all not so nice, and I'm trying to be nice instead of calling names and stuff. Because it ain't for me to judge them or label them, Who knows what they're going through? Maybe they're just reacting and holding stuff inside. I don't know. It doesn't justify their actions, that's for sure. But throughout my life, myself even, I've been kind of lucky that way. Sometimes life will hit me to where I'll get in a downslope. And my current situation makes it easier to happen to get into a downslope, because of the struggling. But even in all my struggles, even if you haven't noticed in my videos, even though I'm in the struggle, I still laugh and joke around quite a bit. I'm a happy person, and it's because I am enough. I know I like who I am, and that's not being conceited. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, but I can look in the mirror every day. And I can even look in the mirror right now. Oh, I got blood on my nose. Well, maybe I'm not enough. No, but that's because I seen a little scab thingy there, and I tried scratching it off right before I turned on the camera. Didn't realize it was going to bleed, so now I got a red dot on my nose. Oh, hey, it's in my glasses too. I got a red dot right in there. Holy mackerel. So, the thing is, though, is that... See, like right now, I look at myself. I know I got a bunch of hard stuff going on, but no matter what happens, I know I'm a good person. I know who I am. I know I treat people good. I know I got a lot of people out there that either love me, like me, or remember me, or whose lives I've affected. And I would say, God, I don't want to sound like a fathead, but I think 100% of them I've affected in a positive way. Even some of the ones that are treating me not so nice and been backstabbing me and doing all this other stuff, throughout time I've heard them tell other people of my good qualities, So it hurts with some of them because of that, because I know they cared about me and stuff. I don't know why it is that somebody that can care about you can be so rotten to you. It doesn't make sense sometimes, but you are enough, just like I am enough, And no matter what situation I'm going through, no matter what situation you're going through, you are enough. And you need to really feel that, and I hope somehow I'm relaying that in a good way for you to understand it. A lot of people, as we go through life, it's got a lot of factors in it, what our upbringing, the way we've been raised, and society, and how society's structured and stuff, since if we look back to, I don't know, like the old cowboy days, when money wasn't as big, and a lot of trading was done and stuff, basically you were working to live, which we still are kind of today, but it's structured differently. And if you got your cabin figured out where you wanted to live, and you built your cabin or whatever, and you stocked up on your food, and you grew whatever you wanted for crops or whatever, then from your neighbors, they might be growing something that you didn't have and stuff, and that's where your trading would come in. My grandpa used to do that when I was a kid growing up. Everybody on the block, it was really cool, and I'm glad I got to have that experience. My grandpa really had a nice garden, and he grew tomatoes scallion onions or whatever, and then onions too, I think. He grew rhubarb. I'm trying to think what else he grew that was like edible. I don't know if he really grew peppers. Really, I think he grew peppers. Tomatoes were his big thing. He got really good at tomatoes. I know he grew other stuff though. I can't think what else he grew. Anyway, but he grew a lot of flowers. And which the flowers, of course, bring in more bees to pollinate everything, you know. And the neighbors, like Mr. Clues next door, he had an apple tree and a pear tree, and he took really good care of it, you know. And then neighbors next to them, the Wicks, they grew corn, watermelon. I'm trying to think what else they grew. And then across the street, like the Novaceks, and I can't even believe I remember all these names. They're just popping into my head. It's because that was a big part of my life. But anyway, so I don't get too sidetracked. Everybody grew different stuff. And then my grandpa, of course, he'd have all his tomatoes, and sometimes he'd wrap them in newspaper to ripen them and set them in the windowsill or whatever. And his rhubarb, I think, so some of it he might prepare for some people, or he might make rhubarb jams or something like that, or everybody trade, you know, like Grandpa would have so many tomatoes ready for all the different people that grew their different stuff. Just like Mr. Clues, he'd pick so many apples and pears and stuff, and then he'd give everybody so many apples and pears, you know. And then same with the Wicks, they'd pick so many ears of corn out and give everybody so many ears of corn and whatever, you know. And everybody did that. So they all worked together. And everybody still went to the grocery store, you know, for milk and whatever else, because we didn't have no cows or nothing. we were in West St. Paul, Minnesota, so it was in the city, you know. Guess you could have had a cow then, I don't know. But, so, that's how you'd survive and stuff. Nowadays, because as things change, you know, everybody got into this, you gotta have a job, you gotta work, you gotta get ahead, people are racing against each other, a house, a boat, a car, you know, all this kind of stuff. And it's okay to want things and have nice things and have dreams and stuff, that's all good. But you can't let it put a value on who you are in your life. All the different things that you want out of life, don't let it value you. Because you are enough. Doesn't matter if you don't have a car or a house. Doesn't matter if you're walking down the street and don't know what you're going to do next. You are enough. You know, God loves you. And God loves you. He don't love your car. He don't love your house. He don't love all these achievements and your status. God loves your soul. He loves who you are. And you are enough. So it's important for us to remember that. Because it's easy in society to get lost in, I have to do this, I have to do that. Oh, you know, look at my life. You know, I'm bad, I'm wrong, I'm not successful. That is not the case. If you're a good person, if you care, I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't even label anybody anyway. But you are enough. Doesn't matter. Because even if you're not the greatest to other people or something, you know, it might be because you're frustrated in life. It may not be your heart or your soul speaking. Maybe you're letting your circumstances create the bitterness in you or whatever, you know. And that's, I'm not trying to label anybody. I'm just trying to use examples to try to open up people's minds. I remember when I was younger, because I've always been close to God, always. I remember I'd walk a lot of times. I'd walk from place to place to place. All the way up until I was like, even in my 20s. I mean, because there's times I had cars, bikes, motorcycles, whatever. But if I didn't have that and I wanted to go somewhere, well, then I'd walk. I don't care if it's 5 miles, 10 miles, you know, 15 miles. I got to get over there. This is where I want to go. Well, if I got to walk, well, it's going to take me a heck of a longer, so I got to head out a lot earlier. But it was on those walks. Plus, I used to, when I work out, and I talked about that in one of the other videos about when I work out, and I was in really good shape. I used to skip rope too. I'd bring a jump rope with me when I'd go on my walks. Sometimes I'd do it just to walk, but sometimes I'd do it in my journey to where I'm going. I'd bring a jump rope with, a little backpack, and I'd wear my sweats, and then I might bring a change of clothes in a backpack. And I'd skip rope on my journey if I was going 5-10 miles, whatever. And then if I got tired skipping rope, I'd just throw it over my shoulder and walk, you know. And I'd start skipping rope again when I got in the second winter. But I'd always pray to God, and I'd talk to him on my walks all the time. Just like I talk to him every day now. And I told him, I remember when I was young, I told him my main thing in life that I asked him, because I didn't know where my life was going to go or what it was going to be, even though I had big dreams. But your dreams change as you go through life. Not always, but some of them do. And even when I was really young, I remember praying to God that my number one thing I wanted out of life was to be happy. You know, more than I dreamed about big houses and mansions and cool rooms and how I'd like to have different theme rooms and stuff when I was younger. I don't want that now. The only way I'd do that now is if I had my quiet little, tiny little comfortable house, and then I was going to build a big place for other people to share with other people, you know, that would have different theme rooms and stuff like that or something, you know, to have a fun place for other people to share with them, and have my little tiny place just for my privacy to relax with. And I'll even welcome people there too. Just not, I can't have everybody at once because it's going to be a small place. Excuse me. But yeah, I prayed to God that my main thing was that I wanted to be happy throughout my life. And He has blessed me so well. Yes, I've had my ups and downs and my tough times. But when I look at my whole life overall, I have been very happy. I've made lots of people laugh and I make people smile. And that interaction is what I've asked God for. And then I bring it into other people too. And I just got thinking about all this when I was getting ready to, when I was packing stuff up and check out. I thought I got to turn on the camera right away and talk about this. So, you are enough, just like I know I'm enough. Now, I know I still got some rough stuff in front of me. It's not like I won the lottery or anything. And I still don't know how I'm going to get diesel tomorrow or fill my tank up more, you know. Don't know if or when I'm going to get another job or when income's going to start coming in. And another thank you to all and any of the viewers that have sent me any type of help. I really, really appreciate that. I think I've had like 3-4 different people send me a little help now. It's been really, really wonderful. It got me to cry. You know, it's amazing when that happens. You know, and I hope I don't ever take that for granted. You know, I don't think I will because I know who I am. But I don't ever want to ever change who I am. That's another thing I pray to God about, is that if I did become very, well, as a kid I looked at it as rich and successful. I see things that different now, you know, but I just thought if I became really rich or something, I didn't want to become like the old rich person that's just greedy and ornery and all that kind of stuff, you know. I want to still be the loving, caring, giving, sharing person that I've always been. And I think I will be. I'm pretty sure. And if that changes, somebody let me know. It ain't gonna though. I may, like I said, I may have a bad day or something, you know, tough times where I'm in deep with thought. But what's weird is even when I'm in deep thought and life is just kicking the crap out of me, somebody else will come up. You know, I might be feeling really down, sad, gonna cry, or hurting in life, and then somebody else is coming that I know, or even if it's a stranger, and it's like all that goes, and I pack it over here, and then I put on my happy face, hey, how are you today, you know, and I hold that aside because I don't want to bring anybody else down, you know. Now, in this last journey here, I've been opening up more to people about my sad times too, and it's good because I need to vent it out. It's good not to hold all that stuff in, you know, but part of that's because God told me that part of my problem was pride, and I needed to learn how to accept help and all that stuff. So rather than trying to be the strong one all the time, I've kind of let my guard down to new people. Which is good that I did it, because the people that should have been there for me, well, that I feel should have been my siblings, my different family members and stuff, especially my siblings, you know. I feel like they really should have been much more of a support system to this, but maybe it's not that they're, some of them are really bad. I can't believe I'm saying that. I don't know. Hopefully they find themselves, man. Hopefully it changes, you know. keep praying for them. I hope they find that the good stuff, you know. And me, I hope I find the different good stuff, you know, the financial good stuff. Financial isn't, you know, the answer to stuff, but in today's society, it'll help me flow and be more stress-free and stuff, you know. So, I know I can get, if I have to get another physical labor job, I know I can muscle through it for a while, but I don't know how long I'll last because I'm getting older. And I was impressed that I did the foundry for 2.5 years. I mean, I kicked ass. I rocked it, man. I lit it up. And knowing that I did that for 2.5 years, it showed me that I could do more than I thought I could, you know. And everything I'm going through now has been showing me that I can do more than I thought I could. Normally, I would be a basket case and just hysterical about what's going on in my life, not knowing how I'm going to survive from moment to moment. But thank goodness I have this camper. Now, if something doesn't happen soon, you know, that I could lose it all, but I don't think that'll happen. I think this is just, it's all, everything's happened for a reason. God wanted me to learn some things and experience this. And I think that big turn, that big change is coming soon. Real soon, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. It's what I feel. And I'm normally pretty accurate when I get feelings like that. It's getting stronger and stronger, so it must be getting closer and closer. So, rather than flapping my gums and keeping going, I should get moving here and start another video, and end this one. But I wanted you to know that you are enough. You are. And find that in yourself. And now is when you're enough. It's not when you get that job, then I'll be happy. It's not when I get that car I really want, then I'll be happy. It's not, you know, the house. It's not the journey now is you are enough. Now is what it's all about, each moment. And try to be happy in each moment the best you can. Of course, life is going to sometimes smack us around a bit, just like it is with me in my current situation. But don't get lost in it. Don't let it consume you. Remember who you are. You are enough, and you are awesome. Just like I know I'm awesome. See the halo around my head? I'm playing. But anyway, God bless you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. There are none.